It's December 25th, 2024, and that means it is spooky time. Nosferatu comes out today, and I am very excited. When I first heard that a new Nosferatu was being made, my emotions were excited, confused. First excited was about the fact that they were remaking Nosferatu. It is an important movie historically as far as horror movies go, and it's also based on my favorite book of all time, Dracula. Depending on who you talk to, they either changed names in it because of copyright reasons, or they changed things because it is a German film, so they wanted to use German names to make it more accessible to the audience. But either way, Nosferatu, it's based on Dracula. My second excitement was because I saw that Robert Eggers was the one who made this new Nosferatu. Robert Eggers and cinematographer Jaron Blotchke make cool-looking stuff, specifically horror cool-looking stuff. So I knew visually this is going to be a tasty movie. But movies aren't just about visuals, they're also a storytelling medium, which led to my confusion. 1922's Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horrors is a short movie because it's an old movies. Movies were much shorter back then. It's, I don't think, even 90 minutes. And to do that, they cut out a lot of the original Dracula story. And not just for movie length reasons, but also just because of the constraints that they had on filmmaking at that time. But even considering that short run length, watching the movie, I find it a little bit boring. That's either because I'm a modern audience member and maybe I don't appreciate movies, or because it wasn't intended for me. Movies are much different now. But it could also be because I just know about all the stuff they cut out of the book, and so I'm looking for those things, which is not fair to the movie, but it is a little bit where my brain's at. So I was confused because it's not hundreds of years ago, it is 2024, and so this is going to be a modern movie, so I knew it was going to be longer. So I was confused as to why it was Nosferatu and not Dracula, because if Nosferatu is just a smaller, cut-down version of Dracula, if you then take Nosferatu and make it longer and stretch it out, wouldn't it just become Dracula again? Turns out, not necessarily. I was watching some behind-the-scenes promotional footage where Robert Eggers was talking about how Nosferatu distilled the Dracula story into a very simple fairy tale, and he really liked that. So I'm already thinking, okay, he's clocked, it's distilled, it's simplified. And then he also talked about then writing a rich backstory for Orlok and a very rich backstory for Ellen. And he mentioned specifically doing this so he could add his new perspective on this kind of fairy tale version of the Dracula story. But what excites me about this is that I think we kind of got into a weird storytelling telephone game. We start with Dracula, longer story, and then it becomes distilled, like Eggers said, into a much simpler fairy tale in Nosferatu, and now they're beefing it back out, but not back to Dracula in, sounds like, a new way, taking the characters and fleshing out their backstories in ways that I suspect will be different from Dracula. So with that, my confusion has turned into a third excitement. I am going to go see the movie, and I guess we'll see what I think afterwards. Okay, I've either fixed my focus problems or I've made them much worse. So excited for Editing Pip to see what I did. I have now seen Nosferatu. I was also outside for more than I expected today, which is why a hat is now staying on, because I'm still cold. But Nosferatu. I liked it. I am unsurprised that I liked it. I was expecting to like it, I think, pretty obviously. It is distinctly Nosferatu. I think the reference points are more about the Nosferatu film, the original one, than it is about Dracula. Even though it was expanded and added story to it, it didn't just become Dracula again, it was its own thing, which I liked. Visually also really good to look at. The lighting, specifically in it, was really smart. It strengthened the story. It wasn't just dark for the sake of being dark. Darkness served a purpose in it. And darkness is a pretty big theme, and shadows, so it was done well. Also, more than just Orlok and Ellen, character-wise, were expanded upon. All the characters had a lot more depth, felt more like real people, which I enjoyed a lot. I particularly liked Thomas Hutter, which is the Jonathan Harker character. I've never seen a filmed version of that character that I've liked. I always find this character annoying, but I really liked this one. It might be because it was Nicholas Hoult, but either way, good time watching. everyone did a good job in it. They understood the gothic assignment. So yeah, I'm not gonna go into super details, not doing a review, just was excited to see the movie, and it lived up to my expectations, so spooky Christmas success. To my friends and fellow VEDSies, I'll see you tomorrow.